Let's give it like about 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and we'll begin. Islam. Alright, we're not gonna let that play all the way off. Does it say? Welcome to live chat. Islam, everybody. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, Islam. Islam. All right, so praise Allah, honor to the Holy Prophet Ali. Let's open up. Hope you guys can hear me out there. Can y'all hear me? Y'all, something's going on with this mic. Hold on, everybody. I don't even know if y'all can hear me right now. Oh, hello? No, that's not it. Okay. Thought this thing would work. Can you guys hear me right now? How about right now? So I wonder if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. If you can. Oh, you hear me. How about right now? So I got another mic in. Trying to test this mic out. Yeah? All right, I'm gonna roll with this one. If you can't hear me, let me know. All right, so praise Allah, Islam. Well, it's and praise Allah. It goes ill, Islam, and the family, Islam. Praise Allah, Rika. Praise Allah, sister. How are you? I'm in El Jump Bay, Islam. Praise Allah for everybody on board here. Howard Els, Islamism. Praise Allah, Mo. Glad to see everybody. Richard, what is this? Jay Richardson, Islamism. It's a few Richardsons. All right, so let's begin. Let's open up a prayer and raise your wings up high and repeat after me the Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Ameen. Islamism, praise Allah, honors to the holy prophet, Drew Ali. It's like to rise and give our perfect praise to Allah. Thank you, Father God, Allah, for everything, you know what I'm saying, for making me, for the divine path. Thank you, Father God, Allah, for being the creator of the worlds. I want to praise Allah day and night, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to give honors to the Holy Prophet Drew Ali, Allah's holy and divine angel, and to give us the divine word that we may save ourselves and praise Allah. We heard that divine calling. I want to give honors to Marcus Garvey. I want to give honors to Emily Hill, Supreme Grand Sheikh of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I want to give honors to all faithful Moors around the country. I want to give honors to you, Temple 43 members, showing up on your Friday Holy Day lecture on our Friday Holy Day. I want to give honors to you. Praise Allah for you faithful members. I want to give honors to all nationalities around the world that are suffering. I want to give encouragement and give honors to you that you'll make it through this. I want to give honors to our flag, our red flag with the 5-pointed green star in the center. It's over 10,000 years old. I want to give that honors. I want to give honors to every single thing more. our Quran questionnaire, our divine constitution and bylaws, and the Holy Quran, the Most High Temple of America, Islam, and I want to give honors to whom honors is due. And anybody I miss, Islam is, and praise Allah for you too. Islam? Did I just rhyme right there? So praise Allah. Let's open up our Qurans to the Holy Quran, the More Scientific of America, prepared by the Holy Prophet Nabi Ali. So I'm going to read the law from the end. And we're going to open up to chapter 7, the friendship of Jesus and Lamas. Explains to Lamas the meaning of truth, Islamism. Few Moors are en route. Praise Allah for those Moors en route. You know, so got to show them how to utilize their phone when they're en route, so they can just pop on too. You know what I mean? So anyway, is everybody there? Chapter 7. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to start getting into it around 25. So let me lay the premise here. I'm going to jump a few lines here. So if you're trying to follow me, you can. Praise Allah. I'm going to jump. I'm going to go directly into 25. Right now I'm laying the foundation. Okay, so what we're looking at is chapter 7, the friendship of Jesus and Lamas. Okay, as we know, a Lama, a Lama as the daily Lama. All right, you got to understand a few of those things when Prophet was speaking about who he was speaking on to. All right, so Jesus explains to Lamas. Let's understand what Lamas is real quick. So Lamas is the title of a spiritual master or the head of a monastery. Okay, so it's the title of a spiritual master. So Jesus is talking to the top spiritual master. All right? It's not really his name; it's a title. Okay, and it's a guru or it's a person extremely proficient in their studies. Jesus is there talking to him. All right, the meaning of truth. So let's get that understanding as we move forward. So this is why he says, "My Jesus Master." What is truth? My Jesus Master is very important. And if you understand where they're at, they're in the Plaza Jagannath, right? Now you can go look that up. And Capupistu, I believe it's pronounced, right? But anyway, you can go look these particular places up and online and do your research so that you can get a little understanding of where they're at. All right. So he says, "My Jewish master, what is truth?" And Jesus said, "Truth is the only thing that changes not." So important to understand this, right? When you are perceiving reality in today's world, right? Uh, it's the thing that changes not is the reliable thing. Okay. Those things that if you can look over time and see people going from here to there, we're gonna try this little soupy thing. We're gonna try this little, what I'm saying? These particular things, what I'm saying, which you can then perceive with intelligent thought and analytical perception. You can see that they're not sure within their foundation, even though they have the Prophet Noble Jawali's jewels, right? And these are the jewels of Allah, right? They still move to find it in other areas. So the thing about it is that when you perceive things that don't change, know that there's a foundation of truth there. Okay. Noble Drew Ali's word lasts until right now. People are like, oh, those are old laws. What you talk about old laws? Like, you know what I'm saying? People are living under the Constitution, so called. You know what I mean? Certain people are. We are. We're under the Constitution. Others believe they are also, right? But those particular laws have been around since the 1700s, right? And people have the nerve to be like, oh, those laws have changed and those don't apply. These are another ignorant people leading you to another particular place of hell. Too. All right. So we must perceive things that don't change within your own character. Jesus is teaching Lamas about his character. Let's look at it. It says, in all the world, there are two things. The one is truth, the other is falsehood. And falsehood is that what seems to be. And this is the reality that you're in right now, right? The seems to be is now becoming very apparent in this world of what things are and what they're seem to be. Because the seem to be can fool you like that apple. And but you know what I'm saying that you want to bite into like Hollywood or something. You know, a lot of people, feel real, get caught up. And because of the innocence that people have in their talent is something deeply set within their heart, and then they go looking to exploit that talent, which in a good way, or to use that talent to make a living on. And then there's this perceived fantasy land called Hollywood, and then it's like that shiny apple the prophet talks about, right? It looks very shiny, but when you bite into this foul thing, it's full of gall, right? Is because these things that seem to be have a thread of falsehood to them. I'm going somewhere with this, just stay with me. All right, so anyway, let's move down. He says number 7, whatever has been made will be unmade. That which begins must end. This is the time we're in of the falling away. And people are clinging on to the hope that it couldn't be that person that's that evil. I told people within the private, meetings, what's about to occur. If you were listening, I make everything relevant to the now. If I can't make these lessons relevant to the right now, then by this time in my life, then they're kind of useless. So let's look at this in the now. Whatever has been made will be unmade. I used to think I was a Negro. This mental psychology given by a European, which enslaved my mind and caused what is known as mental slavery or psychosis, sent me down a destructive path where I did not like myself. I looked at my color or listened to other people's calling me darky or black. And this particular psychology went into a root which caused a childhood trauma. And this particular childhood trauma took another 10 years just to knock it down and understand that these are false realities given by it seems to be. Hmm. Number 9, the things which we see are but reflexes just appearing while the ethers vibrate so and so. And when conditions change, they disappear. But some people are clinging on to conditions that's disappeared, letting these things ruin their life and now drive them into particular places that they don't want to be. And see, now people are being forced. Like the prophet said, one day you're going to be forced. Black people don't do anything. Negroes, Latinos, so-called white Europeans, you know what I'm saying, poor white trash, whatever people want to call them, right? All together, a Negro mind is an ignorant mind. And now people are being driven like herds into places that they don't want to be. Hold on, everybody. You know what I mean? And the righteous are being separated from these particular ones who are being driven. Now, if you feel yourself being driven, it's because you're catching fire right now, like the prophet said. Some of my good morals are going to catch fire because they didn't listen. People are in particular times that they think it's still a joke. They want to lighten it. Oh, it's not that bad. Bro, you don't know what's bad and what's not. You don't even have a clue about how the coronavirus was even created, but you got the theory about how it's all going to be good, though. You out there pumping this stuff. These people don't, you know what I'm saying? Where's your laboratory? Could you make one? Then how do you know? Because it's man-made. But if you can't make it, then how do you know it's going to be okay? Out there telling people on YouTube, oh, it's going to be okay. How do you know? See, I know if it's going to be okay, if it's not going to be okay. Because this is the Moorish Science Temple of America, not the Moorish Wish Temple. Because I do the science, I do the knowledge. It's like the prophet tells me. I get some wisdom. It's like the prophet tells me here in this chapter. I get some understanding. It's like the prophet tells me here in this chapter. And then it hits me with some salvation, just like the prophet tells me. But if you are not applying these particular things to your life, turn these notices down, you guys. Really getting them. But anyway, so if you're not applying these things in your life, then maybe you're getting caught up because you're applying everyone else's science instead of the science that came directly for you. You want to beat around the bush. Barely hear you crack a Quran, but you still got the answers to everything out there. A bunch of pictures is not going to show me the answer. This Quran will, though, because it's tied into my very nature. Now, if you don't believe that, it's because you don't have any experience by putting the things the prophet said into use, because you out there just bumping your gums with a whole bunch of people, clapping, like you in church, got you feeling good, like, somebody needs to clap you and hit you on the back because your ego's so weak, man. The holy breath is truth, is that which was and is and evermore shall be. It cannot change nor pass away. I mean, number 51 in your Quran questionnaires for Moorish Americans, if you don't. This means that those people who have been standing righteously and listening to the Prophet Drew Ali and have been doing the things that he says to get their lives together are not going to pass away. And those that think they got a slick way with a little bit of the Prophet's way, you're going to catch a little fire because you didn't want to listen. People are catching fire right now because they didn't want to listen. People have been warned that this is coming for years. You think we was doing out here just bumping our guns? Oh, it's going to be okay, huh? How you know it's going to be okay? Once again, where's your laboratory? I'm saying you know more than the angels. Hmm. I believe in the one who had the little book sitting on the throne with the seven seal on it. And the end of time fulfilling of the prophecy. Another word for that is revelations. I don't believe you, man. Because you don't believe Allah made you. You run to everybody else because you believe they made you. You couldn't take your lessons and dismantle these particular people with only the prophet's lessons. You can't do that. With only his lessons. You got to use everything else. Let me show you how it's done. Man is the breath made flesh. So truth moved down in the flesh, the fall of man. So truth and falsehood are conjoined in him. So now he's got this particular nature called a cardinal nature in chapter 1 that he has to fight. What is he fighting right now? These people out here fighting the most wicked things you can ever imagine. They're fighting homosexuality, sodomy, every evil spirit is moving. They're fighting transitionism. They're fighting cannibalism, pedivores. These people are drinking blood. Told you that they were. Now people are finding out. We told you that a year ago. Some of y'all slow gassing. That means you slow gassing on the things you should have been doing. So you just now finding this out. That means you're slow gassing on the things you should have been doing to save yourself because you didn't listen to him back then. But maybe you're swift enough and you're going to get it together. You still, a lot of you still don't believe you're in there in time. Still think there's some time that, well, that'll happen when I'm not around. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You didn't know they was going to shut this whole thing down. sure got the answers to everything now. You better watch these ones telling you they always know. I tell you, the only person that knew is the Drew Ali. If you can't see his prophecies coming through, then you don't know. If you're tuned in, then you know. Let's move on. Again, Mamas asked, what do you say of power? These things, let's go on, let's look at this. And Jesus said, it is a manifest. It is a result of force. It is but not. It is illusion, nothing more. These people went and sought after power, looking, chasing after dreams with people they knew nothing of, just like the gods of Europe. Oh, let me go up in here and see what they got up in there. Well, they said they're going to give me $1 million to sing. I'm going to go in there and sing. Well, what's behind door number 2, 3, and 4, though? Some people believe that they, with their whole heart, that they did bad because they didn't make it in that industry. My God, you were saved. Don't you understand that you were loved so much that you couldn't even get it? Allah didn't allow you to get in your own way to send you up in there with butchers and vampires. You're going to see them fall away if you haven't already peaked game. You're going to see these particular people that you used to love so much, that you used to worship so much and put on a pedestal. And only had a name on your lips. No, you have more of a name on your lips than you had Drew Ali or Allah or Muhammad, Buddha or Confucius or Jesus. But you had their names on your lips. You're going to see your idol fall away. And that's a condition of your mind. It's going to condition of your mind, uh, of the attachment that you gave to these idols. Like I said before, some of you people know more about their life on TV than your own children. This is cold. The judgment's on you now, and you're being judged. We all are. Check him out. Check what he tells us, though. Right, man. It says, force changes not, but the powers change as the ethers change. So when we get the power back around here, like we have now, these ethers begin to start changing. What you think is going on around here? We put the prophet so far out in front, man, earthquakes and hailstones come down on these ones. Oh, they call it corona. Those are the first angel weapons deployed. Who do you think they're going for? The very satanic ones. Why are all the satanic ones catching it? Can't peep game there. Gas and stuff. America, private conversation. 43. Oh, you don't like that? I don't know what to tell you. So number 16, check him out. We going somewhere. Force is the will of Allah, which is truth. You know that, right? And is omnipotent, and power is that will in manifest, directed by the breath. So when the true Moors get together and do the very thing that the prophet says for them to do to save their life and become those true Moors, you're not that until you're not a really a Moor until you do everything the prophet told you to do. Because some of y'all can't even prove it on real IDs. Some of y'all having problems with real IDs. Pathetic. That's right. Pathetic. Because you're going to send a bunch of your members straight to hell with you. Cowards. The power, and there is power in the wind, a power in the wave, a power in the lightning stroke. But y'all can't connect that to chapter 1, huh? Man, the lords of the plane of manifest are back on you, homeboy. And y'all can't peep it yet. Hmm. These ethers, oh, hold on. A power in the lightning stroke. Hear ye, hear ye. A power in the human arm. Man, power in the human arm. I have to go around my elbow to get to my thumb. A power in the eye. On top near all day, on top of your divine constitution bylaws, do you connect? Do you make your connection? Everything else out there spellbinding you. You got to make your connections by everyone else's stuff. It's only validated when they say it's good about the prophet. Huh? Some of y'all gonna catch fire, man. Check him out. Check what he says. Mm, where's my eye? He says the ethers cause these powers to be. Mm-mm. The ethers cause the powers to be. Mm. And the thought of Elohim, uh-uh. Who created the devil? Of angel, what are angels used for? And man, but if you're still on the level of a beast, calling yourself a man. Hmm. Or other thinking things directs the force. You can't direct your force yet. You can't be the cause. You're not the cause of your reality right now. Or something else always popping up. Hmm? Maybe you're not directing the force because maybe you're not truth. Are you standing in truth when you try to pray or get things happening in your life? Are you standing in the problem? If you're standing in the problem, then you haven't yet to face something. So at least go stand naked in front of Allah. Like, oh, man, I'm naked. Just, hey, help, help, help. Don't know what else to do. And watch something come through for you. But see, that takes a little bit of belief. Now, look what he says here. Let's go get a little knowledge and a little bit of wisdom, this some understanding. Number 21. It is the knowledge of the lower self, the sensing of the powers of man himself. But there's a semicolon. So let's look at the first part. It is the knowledge of the lower self. Semicolon. The sensing of the powers of man himself. Low, like Muhammad did, got him over there like a Muslim, or is he still on? Still got you? Still burning a little bit? Can't help but to go to the store and get that sippy sip sip. You know you can't afford it. Can't put no money away when you know you need to. Can't tell the truth when it came time to tell the truth. Couldn't stand up when it was time to stand up and take the opportunity that presented itself because you had some. See, It is the knowledge of the lower self that you should be keeping game on and knowing it well, because it's the very thing that keeps holding you back. It is the knowledge of the lower self that you need to know well, not the stars, my friend. Tell me about some Indians or on some so-called TPs. That's a lie. I don't believe it. Never have, ever. Telling me about some whatever. It is the knowledge of self that'll save you. Always masturbating the mind with things that are just trivial that people are always engaged in out here. And now that you're stuck in your home, your mind is just like when that money gonna fall on you. All those who love money, now your mind really gonna spin. Some of you gonna shoot yourself. Some of you gonna go straight crazy because you're God's money. You believe in money more than you believe in helping your fellow man. You believe in if that person ain't got no money, he really don't know what he's saying. That's what you believe. And when it falls, your concept of your construction that weave your mind to set you in place in this society that said, I'm a little bit better than the bum on the corner. I'm a little bit better than the whoopty wop in the wham, right? All those little bit better ego trips that had you tripped out because your own mind was playing tricks on you all along because you couldn't perceive reality because these things, these whispers that you listen to, you know what I'm saying? These evil spirits that are moving out there. These television, what you think an evil spirit look like, gonna come to you like something you saw on TV. No, that's the very thing to trick you. Evil spirit is nothing but another man's concept to trick you to do something that you don't want to really do or you don't know nothing of. Right? So then they'll lay a premise to get you somewhere to an outcome so that they could particular benefit. And these particular people benefit on your cannibal, on your flesh. You abort your children, the highest Negro women, with your shameful self. You're going to burn some of y'all for that if you ain't already feeling the wrath. Some of it was innocent, okay? And then speak to Allah about it. I ain't got, hey, but you know what? Some of y'all just did it because you're nasty and you just want to keep having sex and you don't want no responsibility, but you want to keep open your life. And you want to just keep murdering, murder. You're a murderer. So the ethers cause these powers to be, and the thought of Elohim, angel, and man, or other thinking things directs the force. You need to direct, if you are a thinking man or an angel, you need to be directing these forces so that you can then maneuver the very places you need to be. We're doing it. It's working. People are making it through, even when they thought maybe some of this was crazy. That's a natural. See, there's nothing wrong with the first doubt. There's something wrong with staying there. Nothing wrong with the first initial fear. There's something wrong with staying there. See, the people that stay there don't have control over their lower self, their limbic system, because that's where your lower self is. It's the animal nature in you. People call it the reptilian or whatever. Go get a real analytical understanding of it and then call it whatever you want to call it. Well, I'm going to call it the lower self. And its place is right there in your limbic system. Where is the soul reside? In the brain. What was first created? In the brain. The brain's there. And then you got to take it all the way up to see how things manifest. And understand that a child is like a computer. Think of it now as well. It's way more than that. You understand that it is a beautiful gift of God that's pure. It's pure. Understand purity? This is why you can't defile purity. You nasty devils out there. Man, I hope some of y'all get it. And I hope some of y'all get it like you ain't never got it before. And if I was the dude had to swing the sword on you, man, I'm a double swing that thing. I've seen some good guillotines for some of you, man. Thought was going to happen, man. Gonna let you run around here drinking blood forever? You satanic devils. Hmm. All right. So much out there happening. So the lightning stroke is coming down on these fools. So anyway, because people are directing the force, even if more is going to want to. Again, Lamas asked of understanding, what have you to say? I wish you went to wisdom, huh? But anyway, understanding. Look how the prophet gives us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in here. All right, so again, Lamas asked, of understanding, what have you to say? And Jesus said, it is the rock on which man builds himself. All right, so that's brilliant. All right, that's so brilliant because with understanding comes experience, and with experience comes all that does think that thing actually works. All right. Hmm. And brilliant. All right, so let's move to this particular lesson. All right, so today I'm going to look at belief, faith, and fruition, and then quickly last 30 minutes. And the actual lesson that I'm going to look at is salvation. Okay, so salvation is so important to understand that you've been saved. To understand that salvation is at hand and it's really real. It's not a point nor a joke, and it's actually something established for you if you would just pick it up and then do those things particularly necessary, um, to save yourself. Okay. So let's look at this. All right. So let's go to number 25. All right. And well, let me end up with the wisdom part. I didn't go there. Let's end this off. Okay. So number 22, Thomas asked again, of wisdom, what do you have to say? And Jesus said, so justice is talking to him right now, right? Or excuse me, Jesus said, it is the consciousness. Hear that part? That man is ought. It is the not the subconscious. No, the subconscious, this, subconscious, that. Very powerful. It's there to be programmed, right? And therefore, you can move in at will in the conscious here and now, right? Because if you're just relying on those things, you're relying on the automatic nervous system. But if you haven't programmed that thing, you may be going on the trauma you experienced when you were a child. Because the limbic system is bringing these particular things back up in your life as if they're happening right now. And whether you believe the fear is real or not, that's how powerful that piece of the law is on you. But do you know thyself? So it is the consciousness that man is on, that Allah and man are one. Consciousness, conscious, it's within your consciousness. It is the essence that makes you. It is the DNA. It's in your DNA. It's Allah, for who made us. All right. So let's look at number 25. Lamas ask, pray, what is faith? Right. And Jesus said, faith is the surety of the omnipotence of Allah and man, and the certainty that man will reach deific life. Number 27, getting to the particular points I want to get to, right? Salvation, the crescent moon, the symbol of salvation, crescent moon and star, meaning the child raised up in the mother's womb because we are perfect as our mother is. So therefore, we want a child raised up correctly, because that is a reincarnating brother of ours. You know what I'm saying, and we want to make sure that all things are wonderful. So therefore, men's job is to get the house in order so that the next Stargate, the next brother that's coming through, has a particular chance. Am I my brother's keeper on all levels? Aren't you? All right, so here we go. It says that not It says, it is the consciousness that man is caught, that Allah and man are one. Now, where can we verify that? In chapter 1. Oh, man. All right, so let's go down. 27. Salvation is a ladder reaching from the heart of men to the heart of Allah. Where's the nearest place that you can meet Allah? It has 3 steps. Everybody want to go around the bush, but you got the greatest lessons ever. They came out the greatest adepts that ever set foot on the planet. Everyone else got their stuff from, but everybody want to go to everybody else's stuff. The 3 steps, bro. Belief is first, like hope. I hope that's real, man. I'm good about that. It's like that vibration. It's like that heart connecting to the rhythm, because the heart is where you can meet Allah, but it's also a rhythm. It's a singularity of that penetrate. It literally, the heart rhythm penetrates space-time continuum due to the fact that I'm able to feel when a good and close personal friend or my woman or somebody or child, right, is going through a particular thing. Why? Because I'm vibrating on the same heart rhythm. I don't know if you ever, been close to your woman and you even get the same heart rhythm. Are you ever been dancing with somebody? Right? You get that same rhythm, right? And that particular rhythm stretches out because we're all connected. But the stronger the connection, the faster the telecommunication or the understanding of what's perceiving around even that person. Right? This is why you can get a second sight or the first sight or the God sight, right? Excuse me, the God sight, which is the first sight, right? Of what's going on right before it happens. Because you're in tune to the rhythm, right? Like I've told people before, the brain was snatched out by us for a reason. Because the brain is only there to compute. You're supposed to then filter things through the heart. So, like a woman, everything a woman perceives comes in on the right side of the brain, right? Everything a man perceives in life comes in on the left side of the brain, right? So I mean, everything I touch, everything I smell, and everything ETC, right? That's why, an action oriented and things to this effect. Difference, and we need to know this so that we can have a balance with each other, right? So when a woman is like, that's why she feels things, and it's just perfect because she has to carry. I mean, like the second closest thing to God we would perceive on the planet when she is in the state of that mentally, or she could be in the state of the closest thing we perceive as hell, because she'll bring forth a negative. And we'll perceive what we're looking at today. And it's not her fault, but it is not to know thyself, who you are, Lord of the plane of manifest, who I'm talking to right now, is to understand a little bit more than you constantly placing yourself on the level. This is not being superior to nothing. This is this understanding thyself. So to believe in yourself is first. And it is what man thinks. He said, if I can just get you thinking again. Because what you think about you will begin to come out your mouth, and thus shaping the fractal signatures within this particular realm, right? That the more of that, and thus, like I said before, what you think about you shapes these particular things in your body of water, because you're a body of water. All right. And so body of water carries fractal signatures of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, hate, and all these particular things. And the more you carry those things, is why a lot of people are so quick to out in anger. A lot of people are so quick to balance things out because they have a peaceful demeanor. A lot of people can come into a particular situation and everything is a little calm, or things get very serious. Why? Because their particular water, the ethers, right, are vibrating at a particular signature, your heart rate, which is in tune to Allah, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, thus controlling like the ones of the planes that manifest around you. I don't know if that made too much sense for you, but anyway. So what you think is very important. So, and perhaps this is belief though, Oh, it's true. Perhaps it's true. Now, faith is next. Now, this is gone. And this is what man knows. Understand? It is what man knows is true. So going back to your belief system, is set by your environment. Before we get into what you know, you got to kind of almost go into your belief system, because your belief in today's reality is meeting the truth. It's either you know what I'm saying, it's meeting the truth, and it's either you strong enough to roll with that which changes not, or you're gonna have a hard time. You may go through a little psychosis because you believed in particular Oprah, and you're gonna find out that she was drinking blood or something. I don't know. Maybe I do know. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're doing. And detectives is everywhere. 7 hours of law can see everything. Angels, and if you're not careful, they've been recording you. The very person next to you could have been that recording angel. You didn't know it all along. You've been doing something behind their back. You need to stop now. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. You need to stop it. There's something that you've been doing, man, that's not good. You need to knock it off. You're being recorded in this time. I mean, it's going down, my friend. All right. Well, anyway, so so a faith is to know, right? But quickly back to belief. So what you see and what you came to believe in, such as religion, environment, you know what I mean, are very important, right? And also what you were programmed with, that stimulated certain beliefs, right? To give them a concrete picture in your reality that you believe is real, right? Now, these things are what are pieces of the programming in your mind that may be holding you back to real truth out there, because certain things that you perceive are about to start falling away if they didn't have anything grounded in truth, because we just read, you know what I'm saying? Well, because of what we, and sorry. He said those things that are just like, things are but reflexes in appearing while the ethers vibrate so and so. So things are vibrating a different type of way. People are getting caught up, with trivial things, especially when the wrath of Allah is on them. And just because it's the beginning, everybody talking about it's gonna be good. You ain't never seen, like I said, a day in your life. How you know it's gonna be good? And what scientists you got? I know it because I'm on YouTube. Hmm? Can we go look at your report from your scientist that's been tracking whatever, analytical you got for the last 20 years? Or can we just rely on the prophet that did it a long time ago, laid it down, and now it's unfolding on you? And then that's when you go look at his track record and see everything he said was correct. Why isn't the prophecies correct? And then when I go do it, then I gain this particular experience and know it's real. Then why isn't everything else he said is real? Oh, faith, because it's to know. Because why do I know? Why do I feel it's real? Because I know. See, I know a thing because I've already deprogrammed myself from the childhood trauma that also built up my belief system in life. You could have been molested, and now you hate men. Or you hate, you know what I'm saying? You hate self. And the very thing that you molested you're going to find you may turn into if you don't deal with it. That's your belief system. Are you dealing with that? Programming, TV, how you perceive yourself, because others perceive why. Because men are creatures of habit, and they love the crowd. They love to move like a herd sometimes, right? And so what the herd does, they do because they feel like, okay, I'm accepted. I'm one of the people. There's nothing wrong with that to a degree, but when the herd becomes a wild rabid herd, it's time to step back for a moment. Rolling with these birds, birds of a feather flock together. You gotta know, right? So to know is experience. It is applied knowledge. See, to know our faith is to know. To know is knowledge, but it's applied. Thus I know. Because once again, man knows not by being told. So if I don't go apply a thing, I'm still over here and it's not. That's why these people, I tell you, you got to watch people, and you can tell a liar simply by asking, "Wow, show me how you took these things and saved yourself." All right, so to know our faith is applied knowledge, which is the wisdom, because now you know how a thing works. You can give wisdom to the next particular person and say, no, no, don't go down that route. We just did that yesterday. And bro, they, what doing, and they're not doing right? Why? Because you heard a thing, but you applied what you heard, you went down and figured it all out, and then you actually got the result from it, and you saw somebody going a particular way, trying to get the very same thing that you were doing, and now you gave them the particular wisdom. Now that understanding, that cream, right? That particular beautiful rock, I can build on. I can stand as a solid foundation because I went over, oh, dang, he's right. Things you do with the prophet. When he tells you that you must do. I've not did that. Oh, wow, man. Hmm. We're thinking around here because you said that was right. Hmm. But when you don't do a thing, is this is when you follow everyone else down the rabbit hole. This is why people are going crazy, I think, because they're just blindly following things without knowing. See, belief is a hope, right? But it's the first step, like we said before. But it's so much that comes with that. But now you're into to know something is to have this particular experience and to have this particular wisdom. So the next thing you know is after you get all this, you become the light. Now you're fruition. You actually went through the struggle, whatever it was, like 4 years of college, or well, you know what I'm saying? That's still knowledge, right? And then you went out there, you applied what you learned in college to start supporting yourself and then your family. Now you're you're the fruition, right? But you knew you when you were getting the experience of first going out there and testing things, you then got your niche, right? And that's the part of that faith. Well, I got this degree to be able to utilize it out there in a particular world or a particular situation to help myself. Right? So it's the same thing with the degree of the knowledge itself. It's the same things, right? Because if you went to a college that didn't give you the degree of the knowledge itself, then bruh, that degree is worthless in today's time. You're going to figure out why these things fall apart. These corporate things that uphold certain things. Not all corporations are going to go because you know things that are wicked up in them are going to. They are now being sorted out. Right? So we're near the end. So let's pick this up. So when we're in fruition, we're actually being the thing that we represent. And when we look in the light of what we just read, we're being the love made manifest. All right. So we're being that how can I say this? We're being those particular individuals who bring our heart to the heart of Allah. Right? mean, well, uh, but right now, I'm just trying to figure a way to say it without going so far. 'Cause I have a tendency sometimes to go in, and make it just to the point. All right. So anyway, so the next page it says, and faith is next, and it is what man knows is truth. That part. 'Cause that's why he spoke on Allah. Let's go back a little bit. All right. So number salvation ladder reaching from the heart of men to the heart of Allah. And when you're dealing with faith in that light, and faith is next, and this is what man knows is truth. Truth, the holy breath, Allah. Fruition is the last, and this is man himself, the truth. Mm, how wonderful is that? Mm, it's a wonderful thing. I can go there, maybe on the private stuff on Sunday. I will, but there's so much in there. I mean, a lot. So, anyway, so let's look at it. Let's look at the last part. Belief is lost in faith, which means it's something to be lost, something to be only there to move you to a point, a stepping stone. It's never there to be for you to have been, oh, I have belief, my belief in Jesus, and it's going to just turn out okay. I said, but no, bro, belief is good. It's a stepping stone. It's that motivation. It's that spark. Like you see that beautiful woman, oh, I believe I can talk to her. Good. That's that spark. Hey, you know, but it's got to move forward. Right? So belief is lost in faith, and in fruition, faith is lost. And man is saved when he reached deific life. Now, the deific life, right, is man himself, the truth. Oh, I'm a God. God, what's up, God? Bro, you talking God, but you was just over there slinging dope to your own people and snorting a little cocaine because you can tell me you was God out of something you read in the book, bro. Knock it off, bro. You don't even have the first concept of what God is because you're around here acting like a savage. Because you got some supreme mathematics and some supreme alphabet, and one of the lessons in 7 it says God, Gumar Ajdabar, or however you want to configure it. Now you think you God, huh? What's so pure about you? And what land you ruling? You can't even rule your own land, your own body. How about you, God? Are you sovereign? Or where's your land at? Right here. Prove it. Land right here. Prove it. Always bumping your gums around here. Prove it's your land. I'm telling you what, man, belief is lost in faith. Because when you prove a thing, you know a thing. I know I'm a Moor. I know this is my land because I can prove it. It's got faith in what the prophet said. I know. I have knowledge thereof. I've seen it. And man is saved when he reached deific life, or when he, deific. What is a deific? What is deific? Deific. Hold on. It's escaping me right now for 1 second. Google define deific.
According to Wikipedia, in the theory of computation, a branch of theory.
Anyway, I believe it means God and or the deific life. And I forgot the definition of that. It's kind of escaping me right now. But anyway, so I believe the deific life is relating to, when one says like a deity, all right? In fact, until I go get the perfect definition. Right? So, but it says, he has reached the deific life. Then it's a semicolon there. It says, when he and Allah are one. Okay. Now, how are you and Allah one? First, you got to stop tearing yourself away from him with your debased carnal habits. Fear is one of them. What's going on with the corona? What's going on with it? And that ain't no enemy to man anyway. How long you want to stay here? I mean, if it happened that way, I mean, I doubt it. But bruh, people dying of the flu. Look like more people dying of the flu than corona. Now, if you've done your research and you've been listening, I don't think you got too much to worry about. Unless you're drinking blood. You drinking blood? You want these blood drinkers out there? Hmm. Can't see it yet, huh? Mhm. So anyway, I'm gonna let this thing fly down. It's 8:30, so that was a good hour, right? So and when he and Allah are one, that goes back to chapter 2, goes back to chapter 1, and what you were purity in your journey here. See, if you would look at chapter 1 as you starting off right before you got here, this stuff is man never, time never was when man was not. To start there with yourself. And so, okay, well, I came here. How many times? And start looking at it like that. All right. And then if you look at that to read what you're about to experience is through chapter 1. So he's giving you a plane of what you're experiencing. Now, start getting your eye up. That's what he told us earlier. All right, so praise Allah. That's really it. I have no more for you this evening. I said something to inspire you to keep of on the plane of manifest while you're on the plane of manifest being on the path, right? Which is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice for all Muslims all over here and all over the world. Excuse me. And don't throw away your blessing for a mere morsel of bread if you didn't store up your, and constantly keep storing your stuff up. Things are not over because they say it. Who do you think is in charge here, them or Allah? Okay. So if you haven't seen certain of the prophecies come through, then you need to peep game. We're going to lock the food down. Why? Because the supply chain is not. One of the reasons you're going to see the dollar bill go all the way down because all of this particular thing is crashing. So the prophecies are coming through if you're paying attention. All right. And so, prepare for those particular things, everybody, right? But don't have fear. Don't have fear. Fear's the mind killer. It puts you in vulnerable situations. Anger is another vulnerable situation, right? Try not to be an angry person in these times. Try to be a very focused person, right? And know your enemy, know your surrounding, know your lower self, and know that other people out there that there's lower selves, right? And it's not the time to think that people aren't on your side. It's the time to understand that everyone's really on a more side. But if we've done a lot, so a lot of things are happening. Although it's a lot more to do, it's not over yet. But let's not get complacent. In other words, the very things that we need to do to move forward into what Allah so blessed us with. So anyway, everybody in Temple 43, that's listening, praise Allah for you members. We'll have our Sunday meeting and have a lot to say on more of a private setting. So anybody though out there in the earshot of my voice that wants to proclaim their nationality, Temple 43, please give us a ring and do that. We'll help you get the things that you're looking for. So in this day and time, you're not locked down. Nationals are not locked down, and we're not locked down. We out here, rolling, and a few other things. But anyway, no bragging or boasting of it. It's a simple fact that the law is on your side if you would simply apply. And the first law you need to apply because that law governs all, period. Right? So I got much love for all of you. Right? I want to send you love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. If you're having a little bit hard time, look at your situation for what it is and not what it appears to be. Do the very things that you need to do, even if they're extremely difficult and you don't want to do those things. You have to do those things. And this time, you're safe. Always think about other people before you think about your own selfish self. You know, if you're saying, think about other people. How can I help that person? Maybe I can do that now to help them. You know, who knows? You never know. Things may always work out for you when you just lay things at your brother's doorsteps or gifts. If you're in a position to help out, help out. But if you have been helping out, well, don't be a fool if people haven't helped themselves. So praise Allah. That's it. So let me give a little love here. Not a little love, a lot of love. Let's get some love to Brother Richardson L. Slimo, Temple 43 member. Howard, the Howard L's, Islam, Alonzo Howard L. Temple 43 members. Ahmed L. Jones, Islam, Sheikh, Islam, praise Allah for that love right there. You know what I'm saying? I see another Howard L's, Islam. Who else is here? Oh, Sister Rika Martin, Islam, L. Also, Sheikh Co's L, Islamism. Going on. How y'all feel? Hope everything's going good. Sister Nazel L. Islam says, sisters came through, but yeah, she went down there and handled her. Did that. It was really strong. And congratulations on that success. Praise Allah for that. Janet Barksdale, I think that's the white base and the Islam is, yes, it is. Islam, Brother White Bay and Sister White Bay. Praise Allah for the family. Islam isn't who else is here. Brother Hood Bay Islam isn't head official right there. Kid you not will be a sheik here any moment. Good Mo. Always been around, always doing a good job. I really respect you, Mo. Praise Allah, Mo. Jay Richardson, L. Islamism, Mo. Praise Allah. Thank you for everyone who comes on and supports this. You know, go support all the work. It's not just there for anything. If you want to follow the storyline, it's telling you exactly what's going to happen. So in episode 4, all right, so praise Allah and honors Holy Prophet. So everybody raise their wings. Reading. Oh, here they go. Right here, yeah. Okay. Please listen up. Salvation, Allah, unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America. The Divine Constitution and bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Fridays are holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and descended unto his Father Allah. For that cause, Friday is a holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government because by being a Moorish American, you are part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Scientific of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws of the Constitution of the government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the times of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabit the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings to become a part and parcel of the acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America, being you're entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of all humanity. And all Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and their minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father, God, Allah. Noble Drew Ali, founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, home office, Noble Drew Ali, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Praise Allah for the prophet, man. Those that don't feel that, because they didn't do it. They don't feel it. They don't feel the salvation. You know what I'm saying? They stuck somewhere in belief, man. We over here in fruition. Anybody in fruition, put a 1 in the chat. All right, give me a 1. You know, bruh, get a 1. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a little love. Got a little love. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a little 1 in that chat if you over there in fruition, you know, because if you're not, I ain't gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? So here's the other thing, a little business. So Sunday we're gonna talk about the business, what's going on. So, you know, I don't want to give all of our financials out here on YouTube and things like that. But we're doing great. And the things that we've talked about are coming through. So let's praise Allah for that. And all the divine energy of you faithful Moorish Americans is just wonderful. I don't even know what to say other than give you honor. You know what I'm saying? If I can just give you a big old bear hug, I would. Like, and anyway, praise Allah. The more we sacrifice for the prophet, y'all, the greater the reward. And we need sacrifice. And things are looking really good. Things are looking really good. I don't know what to say. Other than, you know, I want to say a lot. You know, but time is also 8:40. I was gonna say we'll do a Zoom, but no, we're not. So anyway, praise Allah, and you guys have a really good evening. Let us raise our wings and close out. All right, we got a lot of ones. They finally came through. What and think y'all was telling the bride. Like, all right, I guess nobody in fruition. No. So praise Allah. So raise your wings. Okay, so repeat, standard sitting silent benediction while I close this out. Allah, bind our heart and mind back to our ancient forefathers' divine creed and principles. This we ask in thy holy name in the 7 Elohim. Ameen. Praise Allah for you divine Moors, man. Y'all be charging me. I don't know if y'all sending me some good energy or just feel good. I'm up here in Sherwood Forest, just smelling the energy. It's just beautiful. Spring on its way. My pear tree is just a pearing up. You know what I mean? Remember when you were young and your grandfather told you to always plant you a fruit tree, or how you always went to your folks' house? They always had, you know, some fruit trees. You know, some of y'all forgot to plant a fruit tree. Now you're gonna be hungry. Excuse me. Hey, Corona, no. Islam, brother Harster. There's the governor. I was wondering where the governors was at. You know what I'm saying? Didn't see the other Mo. So let me give a special shout out to Mo, brother J. Adams L. Governor. What's up, Mo? Praise Allah for the Moors. All right, everyone. So please tune in on Sunday. Go look at the videos. Go look at what they're going to do to these ones. So I put it out there, right? And stay tuned for, you know what I'm saying, the next ones that are coming. It's just lowered a little bit here. A lot of good business, a lot of good things are happening for us. So stay, you know, that we've been talking about, especially in the Zoom meetings, are really coming through. All those other Moors out there, I hope you guys are tuning in and listening a little bit that, you know, um, do the right thing and keep the profit out in front, and you will have success like we are. And, it's for all, the prophets and savior of humanity. You know what I'm saying? Even the Europeans got away. And those all that love Jesus and want to live by those laws, right? So, I'm not saying everyone. Some of these people are drinking and eating cannibals. These people are cannibals. All right. So anyway, watch the cannibals. You know what I'm saying, and do keep yourself on guard. Always have an eye on your children. Never let them out of your sight. Tell them that you love them all the time, and tell them how to face these particular things out here, so they're not caught off guard like some scared little, you know. We don't raise no cowards, right? So stop allowing the mother. Mother don't raise no cowards either. That's what you don't. But don't if you got a son and there's a man around, it's time to take him on that little journey when he's about 7 or older and be like, look, you may have to do something manly to protect your family. And this is why we built upper body strength. We may have to rip somebody's guts out because to eat one of your brothers and sisters. Right? Well, praise Allah. I should probably know where I live. Love y'all. And I will see you next time on a wonderful Friday. Always protect your family. Stand up for the truth, and the truth will always stand up for you. For you are Lord of the planet manifest. You got a special place. Beloved sons and daughters of heaven. I love you, and I give you honor to be in your presence.